We have 3 different swimmers. One wants to swim smooth for wellness, the other wants to swim faster for a competition, and the third one wants to swim smoothly and fast for a triathlon event. These 3 swimmers join our members area on YouTube on the level of public video analysis, and that's how they send the video. You can do that too, and we will help you swim better according to your goals. We will start with Raul. He wants to swim smooth and fast. Smooth and fast is usually the goal for triathletes. They don't want to get tired, but they also don't want to get left behind. They want an easy 80% effort and be in the 20% of the fastest swimmers. Let's start with what he does well. He has a good 6-beat kick. That means 6 kicks for every stroke cycle. He does bilateral breathing. He can breathe to the left and to the right. This is especially important in triathletes because depending on the wind and the currents, you don't know what side is going to be best for breathing. He says he has limited shoulder mobility and that they hurt, and it makes sense. First, let's look at why he doesn't move faster. If you can see, he has a deceleration of the hands. He starts fast and then he slows down at the end. That's the opposite of what we should be doing. We should start pulling slowly and then accelerate the hand, and at the end, just take it out. As we said in one of our videos, the main propulsive forces and the speed come from the hands. Now we'll focus on why he doesn't swim smoother. He told us he does soccer, or he has played soccer, and we can see that mainly he has dorsiflexion, meaning he's stopping water with his feet the whole time. Remember, in swimming, we want to have the ankles relaxed, and ideally, we would have plantar flexion. This requires a little bit of tensing of the quads while you're kicking, but also tensing the opposite side of the leg, tensing a little bit the calf muscles. He sent us several videos, but we can see that when he tries to not kick as frequently or as hard, his legs sink. This is normal, and this is why most people cannot swim the 2-beat kick, or the aero freestyle as we call it. This is mainly a problem of balance, and it's not about coordination or bone density. We can see that his upper body is almost out of the water. This is because his lungs are probably full of air, which is good. It might also be that he's pulling water down, which is not good because it makes his legs sink even further. He has some rotation, but as we'll see on our 3rd video, his timing of the rotation is a little bit off. The kicking is not in sync with the arms. The core is not moving, it's not twisting like it should. To solve the main problems, we need to develop a feeling for the water that's better, to relax the feet, and to push the chest down so we can lift our hips and legs up. So my advice for the kick is to relax the ankles. And for that, we can put on fins or we can put a pull buoy and try to control the legs more. With time and more kicking, the ankles and the legs will have a better kicking technique. We have a video on stretching the ankles and ankle mobility, which you can incorporate into your routine and make your kicking more fluid. For the arms, the main issue is accelerating the hand as it goes through the pool. So the first part should be just the setup, trying to put the fingers pointing down, and then in the middle, which is the main propulsive phase, making sure to accelerate the hand and creating pressure with the palm. For the shoulders, I recommend 3 exercises outside the water. External rotations with a light dumbbell or stretch bands, power raises with a light dumbbell, or you can do band pull-aparts, trap 3, or you can do this exercise on the floor with light dumbbells like our professional swimmers do. These 3 exercises help protect the shoulder and make you stronger. However, with the correction that you'll see on the 3rd video, you'll be able to have a better shoulder position and not need as much mobility. The 2nd video was sent by Jose Juan. Let's first look at what he does well. He has good enough distance per stroke, but we'll talk more about that. Keep in mind that his goal is to swim faster for a competition, not necessarily smoother. He has good breathing technique. Remember, breathing every 2 is not bad, but we need to take into account how much of the air he's blowing out and breathing in, how fast he's going, his lung capacity, how he feels more comfortable. He has a good 6-beat kick, so he moves 1 meter for every stroke on average. On the first 25 that he does, he has a frequency of 68 beats per minute or strokes per minute. On the second 25, he has a 73 beats per minute. If you want to swim fast, the ideal tempo is 90 to 110. On average, let's say 100. In order for him to swim faster, he needs to move his arms much faster, from 73 to 100. His distance per stroke might go down. When we increase our tempo, our distance per stroke suffers and goes down. But with the next corrections, he can maintain the same distance per stroke while increasing his tempo. His feet are a little bit too wide. Sometimes the legs separate sideways a little bit too much. It looks like his knees are going down too much, maybe because he's flexing his hips. The entry of his left hand especially creates downward propulsion and makes his chest float more, but his hips sink a little bit. So the entry of his left arm could be a little bit smoother and more in line with his shoulders. It looks like he's crossing his arms a little bit. Looking at his kick and stroke not synchronized, it tells me that his core strength or core control could be a little bit better. Some of the exercises that we do in our swim camps address just that problem. And I think what would help Jose Juan the most would be to work on his push off the wall, to learn a good flip turn, and to improve his streamline and dolphin kicks. Working on those skills would have the best return on investment of his time. Lastly, we have Dudley. Dudley's main goal is to swim smoother for wellness, and he told us that his arms get tired, and it's not surprising. But let's look at what he does well first. His legs are straighter than Jose Juan and Raul's, and they're more relaxed. The ankles are almost always in plantar flexion, but he's not tensing them too much. His breathing technique is excellent. He has twisting of the mouth. His head remains close to the surface of the water. His breathing is fast. He exhales just before he breathes in. Most evidently, the moment of maximum propulsion with the right arm comes at the moment of maximum drag with the left arm. When he's pulling with the left arm, he's creating a lot of drag with his right arm. He's using a lot of power with his hands just to be stopped by the other hand. And it all comes from the rotation. If he wants to swim smoother, he could use more hip rotation, but especially, and this is the most important part, he needs to hold the rotation while the arm above the water is recovering. As an example, you can see me here rotating and holding that rotation and beginning the counter rotation as the arm already touches the water. This puts me in a better, more relaxed position to recover the arm and to use the counter rotation to pull with the other arm. I created this simulation to see the tempo of Dudley's shoulder rotation. And then you can see side by side, this is the tempo of my shoulder rotation. I rotate faster, but I hold that rotation. For that, you need a lot of core control and strength. I'll put links in the description and in the comments of the routines of ankle and core strength, which can help a lot of people. Holding the rotation will help with the shoulder above the water and also to pull hard with the second half of the pull. This is what every good swimmer does, and it's why it looks more effortless and why the gliding looks a little bit more exaggerated, because the rotation doesn't come while the arm is above. The rotation comes while the arm is gliding through the water. If you want to send your video, you just have to join our members area and select the level between public or private video analysis. If you want to see more video analyses, click here. If you're interested in our swim camps, click here. See you there. Swim smooth.